Today, Uncle Joe is supposedly in Buffalo to give hey, he's supposed to be giving a talk, meeting with some people who ended up dying, unfortunately, in that shooting that happened. I think 10 people are dead or something like that, and a bunch of other people are injured as well. At the supermarket, I think that happened Sunday or Saturday or something like that, but we'll get into the specifics of that. But here's one, of the many other tragedies that have happened recently, the mass shootings that have just gone through the roof, at least the media coverage of it. Okay, we don't want to talk about, what goes on when the south side of Chicago or in the higher avenues of New York every weekend. No, don't talk about that. All of those mass shootings that happen all the time there. No, here's one that happened at a church, involved some Asian people as well. Hashtag stop Asian hate, right? But this one is not going to be attended to by the president like many other tragedies before it. Taiwanese churchgoers tackled and hogtied a gunman at a Orange County church on May 15th, cutting short a shooting rampage that killed one and injured five. That sucks. Mass shooting event right there, because there was over 3 casualties. Casualties doesn't mean death. That just means injuries. Okay. Deputies received a call about a shooting at a Geneva Presbyterian Church on the 24,000 block of El Toro Road at 1:26 p.m., according to Orange County Sheriff's Department. One deceased victim, 4 critically wounded victims, and another with a minor injuries were found. All victims are adults and have been sent to 3 area hospitals. Police said they detained an Asian male suspect in his 60s. Yep. No, that's why, right? Nobody's going to give a fuck about this. That's why I haven't seen headlines about it, because, yeah, it happened on the same day. The same fucking day the Buffalo gimmick happened, which I don't want to diminish, because that's terrible and all that stuff as well. But one's getting the press, one's not. The suspect at the Laguna Woods Church shooting has been identified as David Chu, 68 years old, of Las Vegas, Nevada. He is said to be booked on 1 felony count of murder and 5 felony counts of attempted murder. Yeah, more is to follow at today's press conference. Yesterday's. This is obviously a tweet from the 16th. So, is there going to be any press conference down there in Buffalo? I don't think so. But yeah, no, you didn't see his picture, okay, David Chow's picture, to be front and center on anything. But there you have a picture of the gunman here. What's his name? Payton Gendron. Fuck him. Just hang him. I don't care. He live streamed the event and all that kind of stuff as well. And he shot and killed 10 people. Okay. That really fucking sucks. And apparently they were all black. He's being labeled as a white supremacist. So again, I don't really know what that means in today's day and age. Did he go down there and shoot them because they were black? I don't know. That's just what the media is saying. And again, I take what the media says and I give it about as much weight as a bag full of feathers. Harrowing radio calls made by Buffalo police officers and firefighters revealed the chaos the emergency crews found at the scene of Tops Friendly Market Saturday afternoon. Oh, this was Saturday. Darn. Okay, after a gunman opened fire and killed 10 people, all of whom have now been identified. Police were first alerted to the scene of the supermarket at around 2:31 p.m. When a dispatcher first directed a couple of officers to respond to shots fired called. Audio recordings obtained by the Daily Mail. About 1 minute later, the first cops and firefighters were at the scene. Wow, good response time. Seeing bodies strewn outside the supermarket, and one officer at the scene pleaded to the dispatcher, saying, "Radio, send as many cars as you possibly can." Soon a dispatcher informs the officer about the possible active shooter at Tops. So it sounds like it. Less than 30 seconds later, firefighters are on the scene. Moments later, police reported. By about 2:35 p.m., officials started calling it a mass casualty incident, with cops at the scene asking for more cars to control the crowds that have gathered outside, and they were working to clear the store. More victims were soon found dead inside the building. Police were then called to the crime scene unit. Final call in the audio recording about 20 minutes later, after the police were first dispatched to the scene. Another police officer reveals that employees at the shop had locked themselves into the room near the customer service to keep themselves safe during the rampage. I don't know how well walls are going to work with bullets, but whatever. In the end, police say 18-year-old Payton Gendron killed 10 people in the store and injured 3 others. Gendron of Conklin, New York, has since pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder. You live streamed the event. That's going to be really tough to prove, but whatever. I guess go down fighting. He is now being held without bail and faces life in prison. Yeah, exactly. Probably should. Don't even bother with a fucking room, okay? Hang him high. I don't know how they've come to the conclusion, though, that it's racially motivated, even though everybody that he shot is black. That just, is that the scenario? Is that the situation here? It really sucks, okay? We'll just run this down because it is tragic, okay? I don't want to undersell this, right? Aaron Salter Jr., 75, retired police officer who I think he tried to take him down after, confronting him inside the store. Salter's shot failed to penetrate Gendron's armored vest. After he shot at Gendron, the teen returned fire, killing Stalter. Ruth Whitfield, 86. I know black don't crack, but that must be a pretty old picture. But again, 86 years old. God, that blows like fucking monster. 72-year-old Kathy Massey, 77-year-old Pearl Young, 65-year-old Celestine Chaney, 32-year-old Roberta Drury, 68-year-old Hayward Patterson, on the right-hand side here, 62-year-old Geraldine Talley, 53-year-old Andre McNeil, 52-year-old Margus Morrison. Everybody is middle-aged. Jesus. Why? Like, let's just... This is a weird exercise to do, but put yourself in the feet of a white supremacist for a moment, right? Okay, if you hate black people so much, wouldn't you be going after the people who are apparently the fronting your ideology? Okay, the people who are committing the most crimes. Why would you go after people who are 70 and 80 years old? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay, you're mad because their grandkids did something. Again, you're just trying to theorize what a fucking monster would think. All 10 victims had been named by family members by Sunday, including security guard Aaron Salter, retired police officer. President Joe Biden on Monday paid tribute to the fallen security guard as he honored 15 public safety officers, including 2 officers who have died in the line of duty, during a ceremony in the East Room. He gave his life when a gunman shot and killed 10 innocent people in a grocery store in Buffalo on Saturday. He was actually able to shoot the assailant twice, but he had a bulletproof vest. Should have shot him in the head then. He lost his life in the process. Biden said the Medal of Valor at the Medal of Valor event in the White House. Medal of Valor is awarded to public safety officers who had exhibited exceptional courage, regardless of personal safety, in the attempt to save or protect others from harm. Yeah, if all the reports are true, definitely deserving of that. He tried. But yes, it was announced. It was announced that today, just a couple of minutes, if not just a couple of hours after the atrocity occurred and everything was all done and dusted and they figured out who committed this, Biden would be making the long old voyage all the way up to Buffalo to give a statement and push gun control, which once again, all of those fucking, oh my God, if we would have outlawed the guns, the murders would have stopped and never been committed. Which again, it's so fucking stupid. How would guns have stopped a crazy person from killing anybody? Oh, they're just so easy and accessible. He would have just used an IED. He would have used a knife. Okay, just take a look at, oh my God, they got rid of all the guns in the UK. Take a look at knife crime. Okay, and then also, if you're just looking at a wider scope of gun violence in the United States, you take out 6 or 8 large blue cities. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to be too terribly accurate. Okay, you take out the Chicago, Los Angeles, Chicago. You take out those big cities, and then you look at the gun violence in the rest of the country. It's equivalent to that of Sweden, so there really isn't a gun violence problem. There's just a blue city gun violence problem. So again, these are the places that have the strictest gun crime problems, but they can't address it. And what's their solution? More government, which seems to be the problem. So again, yeah, this guy still would have committed murder, which last time I checked is still pretty fucking illegal. He just would have been using an illegal gun. Okay. And then there was also reports that, oh my God, he was using an extended magazine, which is illegal in New York. Cool. Great. So he used an illegal magazine to kill people. Once again, okay, you make guns or parts of guns illegal. Bad people are still going to get them. Bad people are still going to do fucked shit. So yeah, man, just fuck this guy. But here's the reports that they're going off in order to say that he's a white supremacist. Buffalo shooter believes replacement theory that white people's influence is being diminished in the United States. Payton Gendron, 18, reportedly posted. Okay, cool. That's what we're going on. That suffices as journalism today. Online, that the Great Replacement Theory, which claims that there is a conspiracy afoot to diminish the influence of white people. Huh, okay. Believers of the creed say, okay, so you're attributing fringe ideas of a fringe ideology. Okay, do you have actually any of these reports reports or anything like that. Okay, cool. Say that the goal is being achieved both through immigration of non-white people into societies. Well, legal immigration, I'm just saying, had largely been dominated by white people in the past. Again, that just sounds like a 30,000, 50,000 foot interpretation of the quote-unquote theory that you're espousing, but whatever. The most ardent supporters, ABC News reports, yes, another beacon of truth, honesty in the American way, believe Jews are behind the Great Replacement theory. So why did he shoot a bunch of black people? Okay, well, whatever. But again, yeah, no, Joe's going to be there and smooth everything over. Funny thing about that, though, and as Newsweek points out, Joe Biden to meet Buffalo victims' families after not going to Waukesha. Huh, cool. Uncle Joe, right, goes and stumps for gun control. That's exactly what he's going to be talking about today. He doesn't even have to go there in order to make this speech. That's already what he was teeing up yesterday with his Medal of Valor speech as well. 10 people are dead. That's really tragic. I don't want to undersell that. That's really bad. Yeah, 3 other people are injured as well. But far more people, like multiples of that, were injured. And as many, if not more, were killed in Waukesha after the SUV ran through the parade. That was in December. He still hasn't gone up there to say a fucking thing. Why? Because he can't stump for Ford Edge control, right? He's an opportunist. Living by one of those Rahm Emanuel quotes. Never let a crisis go to waste. And guess what? The demographics fit for him. White shooter, black victims. As opposed to Waukesha. Black murderer, white victims. Doesn't quite work for Uncle Joe. Visit was announced on Sunday. Okay, a couple hours after everything was all done and dusted, right? Which said the President and First Lady Jill Biden will visit the site of the tragedy to grieve with the community that lost 10 lives in a senseless and horrific mass shooting. And again, when did you go down to, what was that? Oh, was that Boulder? That was one part of Colorado, right? There was that other mass shooting at a grocery store. Oh, but you didn't go down there and you didn't meet with those people because that suspect wasn't quite the white or right shade of, damn it, right shade of white, now was he? No, exactly. 10 people lost their lives Saturday, and 3 more were injured after 18-year-old suspect Payton Gendron opened fire at a supermarket in Buffalo. Gendron has been arraigned on a charge of first-degree murder, and shooting is being investigated as a hate crime and an act of racially motivated violent extremism. Yes, one of those evil domestic terrorists, right? A la January 6th. Remember that? When all of those mass shootings happened at the same time? Whatever. But was Darrell Brooks, the guy who drove the SUV of peace, the SUV that drove through the parade, right? Was he charged with racial motivation or anything like that? Look at his posts that were out there. What was he a supporter of? He was a supporter of something a little bit more tangible than this fringe white replacement theory, right? He was a big Black Lives Matter guy. He was a big white hater. But no, nothing racially motivated about that or anything like that. Running through a fucking Christian Christmas parade, right? According to Attorney General Merrick Garland, 11 of the 13 people he shot were black. Okay, cool. So again, it's all racially motivated. He just shot 11 black people and 13 people overall. In a speech on Sunday at the National Peace Officers, a memorial service outside the U.S. Capitol, Biden condemned the hatred that fueled the teenage shooter as a stain on the soul of America that Americans should root out. Yeah, exactly. Crazy people should be rooted out. I think we're totally in agreement of this, but he's going to take it a step further. A lone gunman armed with a weapon of war and hate-filled soul and killed 10 innocent people in cold blood in a grocery store on Saturday afternoon, the president said. Jill and I are with all of you. Pray for the victims of the families of the devastated communities. How many abortions happened over the weekend, and are you with those families who lost a loved one? Whatever. Biden is expected to meet with the families and the victims today, right? The names of the victims we already ran through. Back when another tragedy struck the community of Waukesha, Wisconsin, Biden did not travel to visit the site of the massacre. On November of 2021, a couple of days after the Rittenhouse verdict came out. What do you think sparked all that stuff? Less said about that tragedy, the better for the Democrats, right? Drove an SUV into a Christmas parade in Waukesha, killing 6 people and injuring 61. Okay, didn't quite kill as many people, so maybe that's the key for Biden. You need to kill double-digit people, then we'll turn up, okay? Darrell E. Brooks, 39, was arrested and charged with 6 counts of first-degree murder, 61 counts of reckless endangerment, 6 counts of hit and run resulting in 2 counts of felony bail jumping, and 2 counts of misdemeanor battery. You know what's not in there? Any sort of hate crimes, nothing racially motivated or anything like that, and he went fucking 67 for 67 for clipping Caucasians. Unlike Gendron, who allegedly posted a manifesto citing a white nationalist far-right conspiracy theory of the Great Replacement. Ooh, where's a link to that manifesto? Because those are always fun to look at. As motivating his actions, Brooks never mentioned the motives behind his attack on a Christmas parade crowd. Oh, actually, you take a look at his social media posts and you look at some of his rap lyrics that are out there. That's actually him making those statements, as opposed to citing in a manifesto a Great Replacement theory. But whatever, no, you don't need to get everything right. At the time, Biden spoke publicly about the tragedy, condemning the attack as a horrific act of violence, but not a stain on the American soul or anything like that. He wasn't quite so ramped up. That must have been towards the end of the day when he was trying to sunset for the evening. And expressing his solidarity with the grieving families and the victims, in December, the First Lady traveled to Wisconsin to comfort the families of November's victims. So, yeah, it literally took her the better part of a month to get down there, and it was just her. But the president never officially visited the site of the tragedy. And the people of Waukesha better remember that. I'm sure they will. Former White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said at the time there was no plan for Biden to visit Waukesha, explaining that any president going to visit a community requires a lot of assets and requires taking their resources. But yet, within a matter of hours, because, hey, the color swatches work out for you, you can just make that happen. Like that. But hey, no, new press secretary, new issues. Okay, I'm sure she didn't cite any of that stuff, right? Unfucking believable. What a joke. What an absolute joke. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. Much to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.